Hey, what's going on YouTube? So in this video, I want to show you how I personally do online arbitrage. Online arbitrage is a method that I have been using in my business recently. And for those who don't know, online arbitrage, what it is when you buy from a online retail store, right? An online store, and you buy item for a lower price, and then you send the item and sell it for a higher price. You either sell it on Amazon, you sell it on eBay, or any platform. So that's what all it is. Arbitraging is you buying something from a cheaper side and then you moving that product to another side and you selling it for a little bit of profit. So that's what arbitrage means. And so I want to show you what I personally do in my online arbitrage business. And a method that I use in my online arbitrage business is called reverse sourcing. And reverse sourcing is that you go into the Amazon seller stores and you start searching for those items for those successful Amazon sellers. And then you start looking at their item, their catalog, and you start searching items from there. Then you find those items on Google and to see if you can find the item for cheap, and then you send those items back into Amazon. So me personally, I'm doing a lot of apparel and shoes and stuff like that. So we're gonna jump right in my computer, and I'm gonna show you real quick how I do it, and hopefully you can get some value from this. So I'm gonna jump right into my computer right now. The way that I do online arbitrage, I use two tools to do online arbitrage. I only use two tools because I do manually search for items. So the first tool that I use is the name is Seller Amp, which as you can see is on my left side of the computer here. So Seller Amp is just a tool that helps you to look for all the sellers stores in a better and efficient way. I will go more in depth on how to use Seller Amp in another video in the future. But what it is, as you can see here, it will give you the max cost of what you need to pay for this item to be profitable. It will give you you will see the BSR, the seller's rank, and the estimated monthly sales, profit, and just the basic things that you need to know before you purchase any item. And as you can see here, it will give you other points are here. It will also tell you if this item has any IP issues in the past. So that's another data point that I like to see too as well from here. But the most important one is, as you can see here, is the sellers. How many sellers this specific listing has on Amazon, and how many sellers are selling this item on Amazon. The other software that I use, the name of it is Keepa. And as you can see, Keepa is a graph that will give you certain data points to help you understand if this item is actually selling on Amazon. And Keepa is very essential to learn how to read Keepa. I also have a video how to read Keepa. I think one or two videos ago if you go to my channel. So if you want to learn how to read Keepa a little bit, just the basic things you need to know, go and watch that video. But what Keepa will give you is the most essential data that you need. You want to know if this item is actually selling at that price that it's selling for, and you want to know if the amount of sellers is going up or down, and things like that. So I'm gonna give you a quick run around on how I start my day when I'm doing online arbitrage. And the first thing, so the reason why I went specifically into this shoe is because I already sold this shoe before, right? So what I do every time I want to start doing some online arbitrage, I always go to a shoe or some sort of item that I sold before, and I will look, because if I find this item profitably, right? My belief is that the sellers on this listing are also finding this item profitably. They probably are doing online arbitrage or doing retail arbitrage. They're doing some sort of arbitrage as well. So I know that most likely the sellers on these listings are actually arbitrage people just like me. So that's the reason why I went and look at this shoe. So as you can see here, now we're gonna use selling and as you can see here, selling we had the sellers right there. So I have a total of 12 sellers here. So I want to look at these people's stores, and I always like to see the people that have only under 1,000 reviews, just because it makes me believe that these are more like smaller sellers. When you try to look at stores that has thousands of reviews, there's a good chance they are doing wholesale or something like that. So as you can see here, the seller has 81 reviews. So I want to look at this person's store. Uh, I already looked at this person's store today before I actually made this video, and I was able to actually find a profitable item from this store. So I want to show you, but I want to show you how I do it from the beginning, and then I'm going to show you the item that I find profitably in this store. And that's basically the process that I do. It took me like 45 minutes, almost an hour to find this item. So it's not a quick process as it seems sometimes. And I'm also not that knowledgeable with this. I'm quite like new doing this specific online arbitrage style, so I'm not fast enough. But I was able to find a profitable item from the store, so I want to show you what the item is, and so you can see how you can find items as well. So as you can see here, uh, uh, selling ad will put everything very easily to see and very nice to see. So you can scroll through this person's items very quickly and start looking for items that you can sell as well. So as you can see here, this person has around 800 products, and most of those products are actually in the clothing category, which is pretty good because that's what I'm doing. So I like to see stores that are doing the same that I'm doing at the moment. I would like to do other things in the future, but for now I want to stick into like clothing and apparel. So this person has all these brands on his catalog. So we're gonna look here. As you can see, uh, you can see the seller, the rank of this, and typically I like to stay under 50K, and but I also buy items that are like under 100K on on the shoe category. But most likely feel very confident when I'm buying stuff under 50,000 seller's rank. So I'm trying to look for that first. And as you can see, you will also see the buy box price and the max cost that you need to pay in order for this item to be profitable. So the process that I do here is I will go scroll through all these products. If I see something that catches my eye, or even if I see something that I sold before, I will click into that, and I will try to see if I can find that item profitably in another website that I can buy it from there, send it to Amazon, and make a little bit of profit. Uh, because I already looked at this store today, I wanna go straight up into the item that I saw that I found from this store that was profitable. So that way I don't make the video too long. But I just want to make you understand how I found this product and how you can find products like this as well. So we're gonna go right into that product right away to see if we can find that product. And I remember it was a pair of Brooks. As you can see, this person has tons of Brooks in there. Um, so give me 1 minute. I will find the item right away. Uh, so as you can see, the process could take very long at the beginning when you don't know what you're doing. So I'm kind of like learning how to do this myself. So, but as you can see here, this shoe right here, Brooks Woman Levitate 4, was the item that I was able to find profit, that I can make some profit from this store. So as you can see here, the BSR, which is the sales rank, is 44K, which is what I'm looking for. I'm trying to look for under 50K, so that's good. This is the mascot. It's $80, and it's selling right now for 133.81. This price can change. So the way that selling amp helps you is that you can go right away and look at the listing on Amazon, just to make sure the right listing. You want to make sure it's the same shoe, right? And the other thing, the most important part of this website is that you want to search this item on Google to see if you can find these items in other sites for around $80. so you can make some profit, right? So we're gonna go to Google right here, and Google will give us all the websites that has this shoe for sale or for any price. So you can see here, you can see Rack Room, all these websites are selling these shoes for different prices. But you already know that you have a target goal, right? Because it says you need to pay $80 is the max cost. So you try to stick under that $80, and as you can see here, this website DSW is running a sale today, and is selling this item for $70, which is pretty good because we need to find this item for $80. So we already know we are in the green right now just by finding this item profitably. So most of this size sold, but there was still this size left, 5.5. And so now what we want to do, because we already know we can find this at 70, and selling app is telling us that max cost is 80, so we know that we can find, we're already in some profit. So now we want to look at the size of the and this listing. We want to make sure is this size actually selling, and it's actually making some money, because sometimes there's certain variations in size that won't sell at all. But as you can see here, we want to go straight into the 5.5. Another thing that you want to make sure is you want to make sure that the shoe is the same shoe. That you're not looking at a different style or something like that. So as you can see, it's the same shoe here. You know, the same style. Levitate 4, woman, same color. So we're good on that. So as you can see here, this shoe is selling for $133.99. So the max cost that we needed to pay for is 78, but we can find this for 70. So if we find this for 70, the profit margin would be $35, 35.66, which is almost it's a 50% ROI on this, which is pretty good. I'm okay with that. But before I purchase this item, I want to make sure this item is actually selling. So the way we can do that is by using Keepa. So the way we're gonna use Keepa, and I'm gonna give you a quick run around on how I look at the Keepa chart really quick to see if I can, this is good profit or not, a good product or not. So you can see here, there's only one thing here that I don't like about this chart, and I already looked at this chart, is that if you can see here, this shoe was selling prior to this month around like 2 months ago. This shoe was selling for $109, and it went up, right? The rank went up a little bit, and now it's selling around, the $139, $133. So, but it's been like that for almost like 2 months now. But prior to that, was selling for $109. So I'm guessing, worst case scenario, these things go back to 109. So if that's the case, and I'm selling this for 109 instead of 133, I'm only making $15. So that's the worst case scenario on this. So I'm okay with that, because the worst case scenario for me is still a profitable scenario. So that's okay. But I'm pretty confident I can get 133 for this. And the reason for that is because if we look at the data, another data point that I like to look here is to make sure that we're going to go to data here, and the buy box statistic. I want to see if this buy box is being spread out through all the sellers. It's not only one seller selling this shoe all the time. And as you can see here, this one seller selling this shoe for, it gets most of the buy box, around 59%. But that's still quite high, but it's still good enough. I mean, still being distributed pretty good. So that's not a deal breaker to me. So I just want to make sure that this thing is distributed. It is not one seller that has 90% off, 100% of the buy box. And then in that case, I wouldn't purchase this item. But in this case, I feel confident that I can get some sales on here. Another data point that I like to look is in the product details, and I want to make sure the 90-day average rank, and the 90-day average rank on this shoe is around 34,000, which is even lower. than 44K. That's another data that I like to check, and that's another, I'm good with that. And another thing that I like to see is here, looking at the offer tab here, and as you can see how many people have in stock, how many they sold, and how many they sold in the last 30 days. So you can see this person sold 7, this person sold 13, around that 198. So those are the merchants. But as you can see here, this item sold around 20 times in the last 30 days. So that's a data point check right there that I like to see. And these people are selling this for 128, so I may have to drop that price a little bit to 128 to match that. So I still make 30 bucks. It's pretty good. As you can see, so that's another data point. I see that this item got 20 sales in the last 30 days, which is not a lot, but the reason why I feel confident in this listing is because the amount of sellers here in this listing are pretty low. There's only 6 sellers, and only 1 and 2 of them are actually FBA, and only one of the FBAs is actually competitive. So as you can see here, this person only has 2 items on stock, and this one has 24 and 2. So that means that most of the, if this is getting 20%, I'm pretty sure that I can get at least 4 or 5 sales in 1 month from this pair of shoes. So I'm feel confident on buying about 5 pairs, which is what I did. I bought 5 pairs of these specific shoe. So that's pretty much how I do my online arbitrage. If you enjoy this content, just make sure you hit the like button, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe to this channel, and hopefully I can see you on the next video. Take care.